Phase 3 Collaborative Activity, Unit 2 Bilingualism, Globalization and Conflict Facing Education System, made by Marta Janet Gonzalez, Code 52147. What does it mean to be bilingual in Colombia? Being bilingual means a person who can understand and communicate himself in two languages. The question here is which language should be the second one. In Colombia, for many reasons like economy, geography, technology, globalization, foreigner companies which offer better jobs and life conditions, we should consider English as a second language. The main idea is that a Colombian will have the skills to communicate, understand, and be understood in English without losing his identity or his essence as a citizen. So, being bilingual in Colombia means to have developed the sufficient communication skills to be competitive and to be able to be a world citizen. What will be an ideal scenario for a bilingual program in Colombia to be successful? I think the best for Colombia is a program which can be adopted by all schools around, public or private, and be efficient for teachers and students. The huge gap between public and private education is a major problem because of the resources involved. The opportunities given to people depending on their economic status or possibilities are making a long way for an equal education for Colombians. Most of Colombians get educated by the states, and although new educational policy try to be inclusive, they do not cover all national students and do not reach the projected level of quality of education by the state. Several points to try to generate an ideal scenario will be quality professionals, amount of teaching hours, workplace policies for teachers, and motivational environments for students. I think that improving these 4 points we could talk about an improved scenario in which all members of the process can get a positive results. What is the meaning of students are seen as a monolithic population? It refers to the fact that in the development issues of bilingualism in Colombia, government treats the students as a whole that has no differences, regardless economic conditions, family, geography, technology, available to students, and the process of inclusion, exclusion, and stratification that accompany them. Private and public schools have different access to materials and human resources. Big or small cities give different opportunities to their students. The students' population can be taken as a whole and must look for equal opportunities. What are the main critiques to the National Bilingualism Program? First of all, express critiques about the uneven distribution of capital in our society and how this affects our education, describing the gap between public and private schooling like the main issue to look after. Second of all, the force to reduce public spending in education, standardize the system, reduce teacher autonomy, dismantle the public sector, and destabilize teacher work have led teachers to react against the reform and have created a vicious circle in which the state regulates and imposes new obligations on teachers, and teachers reject or ignore them. Quality decreases according to the new expectations, and the government finds another justification to impose new reforms that continue to feed the cycle. Also, there is a complaint about how the government gave all the authority to an institution that, first of all, is not Colombian, and second of all, is applying a structure which was built based in other experiences in countries from Europe, far away from Colombia's reality. All these points render social exclusion through schooling and policy and let the lower class people out of equal opportunities for getting a better education. How is globalization connected to education and language policy in Colombia. Colombia is a country with remarkable differences between its urban and rural areas. Income, standards of living, access to public services, and education rate in regional development, representing a main source of economic and social inequity. Even that our official language is Spanish, we have several dialects that are spoken nowadays in different regions of our country. English has the status of a foreign language and is a mandatory subject in the curriculum of K-11. Its implementation makes clear the gap between the resources people are able to get, either they are in public or private schools, and we can resume them in A. the time devoted to instruction, B. access to the resources, and C. qualified teacher workforce. The National Program for Bilingualism, NPB, Bilingual Colombia, is a language education policy that promotes the mastery of English among the population. The main arguments to support the policy are the need to insert the country in the globalization movement, train students and professionals to be competitive in the labor market, and facilitate the population access to knowledge and culture from international contests. So that's how is everything interconnected, because an education in which the student can interact with the world surrounding him is an education which will lead him to be competitive in the workforce today.